All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. We're going to make this one quick and sweet. So, as you can see, we got the Honda 250X here in the garage. I don't know what year this started, but they basically have an emissions system, a primitive emission system on it. It's an air injection type system. But this one here, unlike other air injection systems like on your Raptor 700s or stuff like that, where it's kind of closed system, this isn't like an open system. So it's susceptible to causing premature engine damage, and I'll show you why here. So as you see here on the floor, we have the whole system out, and I'll show you how you take it out. It's really simple, but you guys may not have this system on yours. Like I said, I'm not 100% sure what year this started, but it basically will sit in there like this. Okay, it's going to sit up in there like that, like that. Let's get you in frame, probably help. So it's going to sit up in there like that. And then you're going to see this part on the side of the bike right here. It's going to be a little like black box with a hose coming off it. And that's going to be this here. It's going to actually have the cover over. So that's what you're going to see is that cover. So it's just you take the cover off, a couple push pins. You're going to need to take that one bolt off your fender to access it. And then this is where it pulls air. So rather than like on some other machines where it'll pull air from your air intake box so you have nice clean filtered air, this uses its own little foam filter in there. And as you can see, the cover is removable, so you can take that foam filter out, clean it. But this opens up to a wide variety of problems. So these holes face up when it's mounted in the bike. It's in there like this, okay? So there it is, sits there in there like that. The cover's over it, so you don't see it as much. But those holes face up. So if you're washing it, you get water in there, okay? If you swamp the bike or you go through any water's getting in there. If it becomes excessively dirty, you're running the risk of dirt getting through that system. And the way where this goes is these two hoses here, you'll see go right to these hard lines, right into the cylinder head, right by the exhaust port. And that just dumps air in based on vacuum pressure, which comes from, there's a line, you're going to have another line from your intake manifold, just past the carburetor. You'll see it's capped off and clamped. There's a little vacuum cap on that nipple, and I have a clamp on it. And then that's this line here. So as you give it more throttle, it pulls vacuum, creates a vacuum. It's going to open up a diaphragm valve in here. And that's going to make it pull air from this box and dump it into the head, okay, on either side of the exhaust. Yeah, so all you'll have left when you pull the system out is just these two hard lines. You're going to also put rubber vacuum caps on those, put a couple clamps or zip ties, and you're golden. You don't have to worry about any more problems with the system failing or if you swamp the bike. This is also the same. I know this is a sport quad and you're not, going to probably go through a ton of water, but it is an issue and it is a potential problem that you're eliminating by getting rid of the system. The only thing this does is dumps air into the head right before the exhaust so that the exhaust runs extremely hot and burns off any unburnt fuel vapors in the exhaust for emissions purposes. That would be the reason that the system's there, and that's the sole reason for it. So by taking it off, technically your exhaust system should run a little bit cooler, and you're just eliminating. For me personally, you're going to get rid of that little bit of that deceleration pop too on a stock bike, and then what also going to do is you're just going to eliminate a failure point, and that's the main reason I'm doing it. As you can see, this bike's only 11 hours on it, but it's caked with dust in there. So that filter would need to be taken out and cleaned. And most people probably don't even realize they have this in there. And this thing has God knows how much dirt in it. And God knows how much dirt getting past it, getting right into the head of your motor. So if you want to get rid of it, I'm not telling you to get rid of it, but if you want to, this is how you do it. So you're going to pop your hood off. There's two push pins, two black push pins. See, I have the hood here. They're sitting there. And then the two bolts, there's going to be two 10mm bolts that hold the valve system up right behind your steering stem. They're going to go right there. Okay? You see them? The threaded holes. There's no nuts on the back, so all you need is 10mm socket. Pull the bolts out. There's one there, and it's going to be just sitting back there like that. Take the bolts out. It's just going to fold down. And then you have one 10mm bolt holding the little air filter thing, assembly thing, right here. I'm going to take that off, pull the lines off, cap them, and you're done. Put the hood back on, put the screw back in your fender, and you're golden. Just eliminated probably 2 to 3 pounds. It's not light, actually. And potential for swamping your motor, because actually the way I found out, I seen it in there and I was like, wow, that's a crazy big air injection system. But I didn't really have a lot of urgency to remove it right away. And I was reading actually on a forum, a Honda forum, it was a guy with the Recon 250. So as you guys may or may not know, the 250X is built on the Honda Recon 250, which is a utility quad. A lot of guys use those in wet areas, go through water. You know, they're using them like a 4x4 machine, even though it's two-wheel drive. But it's a utility quad, so people may be a little more aggressive going through water and stuff with those. And a guy actually swamped his. These motors are pretty sealed up, so it's kind of hard to get water in them, and the air intake's fairly high. But some water had gotten into that and just pulled it right into the head and filled up this whole system with water. And he was just pumping water right into his engine because this thing was taking in water. So then when I further looked into it and seen how it's an open air system like this, to me, that's a failure point. If they were going to put an air injection system on the bike, it could have been done a little bit better. Kind of like the way Yamaha does it. It's a closed system where it pulls the air right from your air intake box. So you're always getting, if you're keeping your air filter clean, you're always getting clean air pumped, injected in. And it's, you know, you just cap that off and that's it. They went the extra mile here to add an extra air filter box. I guess it was an afterthought, and they just mounted it on the side of your frame. So not only does it look ugly and unsightly, it kind of cleans it up now with all the extra hoses gone and that box gone. But you eliminate, for the most important thing, you're eliminating that potential for a failure. Will it ever happen if you left that on there? Maybe not, but now it definitely won't. It's not in there anymore. So that's it, guys. Just a real quick one. Hope this helps somebody out. Smash that thumbs up button if you liked it. Catch you guys on the next one.